Back row minister of the world, permit Mr. Mahdi coming at you live and direct. So I wanted to make a statement and a comment. Someone made the statement that, and I think YouTube is trying to make a statement when it comes to certain people that we're anti-vaccine. It's a little bit too late for a lot of us to be anti-vaccine, be it my profession in the military. I've taken a lot of vaccines in my career. And that's how I kind of learned how my body worked when it came to certain vaccines. So I began to make the choice. So I don't take the flu vaccine due to how my body personally reacts to certain vaccines. So I'm not telling people what to do. That's not my job. My job is to make sure everybody has information, and that should be the job of everybody involved in anything that has to do with anything that has to do with anything that can be potentially either harmful or helpful medically to a person. Any drug you take, there's going to be side effects. So in my profession, I make sure that I have a conversation with people about side effects, how they're doing when they take certain medication, everything, because hey, you might need to change your medication, you might need to stop a medication. That's how American medicine has worked successfully better than other countries over these many decades. But we get to a point now where people are like throwing the research out the building and not listening to people who talking about certain side effects because it's more pushing an agenda than really pushing true health care to solve a problem. So I'm not anti-vaccine. If you make the choice to get the injection, that's your choice. But don't try to force that choice upon other people. And that's the dangerous part because then you're really saying, well, we know there are side effects, but we really don't care because this is more important. But on the flip side of that, if I've never got the symptoms or never um, been vulnerable to the virus, then why should I get the shot? That means my immune system is doing something right. And that's what we want to promote, right immune system. But in America, we don't. We promote pharmaceutical companies. We have, certain injections that have been deemed dangerous, where America, outside of other countries, continue to push these injections. So we don't promote medicine and proper health care. As I said, in America, we promote pharmaceutical companies. We promote those companies being able to make billions of dollars. And it's like you put the health of individuals off to the back burner because of the pharmaceutical companies. So you're starting to see a lot of people mandating things, but you start now to see individuals watching how they approach the situation. Listen, the most dangerous thing to do is to hurt somebody so they can go to a football game or a baseball game or go to school. And now you damage this person irreparably because you're mandating them to do something so they can participate. And I don't want the society to become a segregated society of, injected people and non-injected people. And we should not want that either. We should not be pushing for that. If people have proven that physically their bodies are doing what they need to do, they take care of their bodies, their immune systems are strong, that's what we should be promoting in America. The saddest thing in America is when garbage food costs $1 and good food costs 5 and 6, knowing that people in those poor communities can't afford this $5 and $6 good food. So you feed them garbage. You help destroy their immune systems. You feed them the alcohol. The saddest thing during this period was all the alcohol stores was open. So now we got a increase in people addicted to alcohol. Alcoholism increased during this situation. Overdoses increased during this situation. Mental health symptoms increased during this situation. But they're not talking about that because they have to help the pharmaceutical companies make their billions of dollars via the Medicaid system and other industrious ways of funneling money that they've been doing for the past several decades. So I'm going to continue to say what I want to say. YouTube can cut me off and do what they got to do. But YouTube's job is social media. Social media's job should be not showing Johnny knock the shit out of his grandma on the street or in Walmart. But social media also has a responsibility, and these platforms have a responsibility to allow people to put out information. There's going to be a lot of information you like, some information you don't like. But at the end of the day, Allow people to make the choice. America used to be about choice, and I think that that is going away. It's not going to be about choice anymore. It's going to be about people telling you what to do at all turns and all facets, coming in your household, telling you how to raise your kids, telling you they're already doing that. And how far into this rabbit hole do we go before things, pretty much get out of control? So choice. It's not about being an anti-vax. It's about pro-choice. We always talking about pro-choice until the time for true pro-choice comes, and then we throw pro-choice out the window. Are we willing to hurt people for an agenda? At the end of the day, are we willing to hurt people for an agenda? And people are going to get hurt. Lives are going to be ruined. Let people make the choice based upon them knowing their own bodies and how their bodies react to certain things. A lot of people still are afraid because there has not been proper testing. And they have the right to say that. You don't censor people because they're speaking up, but that's this new America. Oh no, turn that off because they're speaking up. They have an opinion. No, it's our opinion or bust. And if we don't back that opinion, then we lose our sponsors. That's what it's all about most of the time. So our job is to say what needs to be said. If you want to shut me off. But I'm going to keep saying what needs to be said. Don't do things that hurt people to pass agendas. Everybody does not need that injection. Some people have been doing all right without it, and they're going to continue to do all right because their bodies are different. Some people need the injection because, hey, their bodies cannot do it. Maybe their immune system is not strong enough. Maybe they got a little gene in their immune system that makes them more susceptible. Maybe they need it. Can their bodies take it? Hey, they'll try it and see. Life is about the roll of a dice. So, there might be a time where, yeah, there's going to be an injection everybody's going to have to take. This is not one of those times. This is not one of those times. There's a good movie, if you've seen it. I want people to go out and watch it. And it's an old movie, and maybe Stephen King is a time traveler. Somebody's made the joke about Stephen. But it's called The Stand. And The Stand is about this type of period in our life where we're up against a virus. And there's a lot of things in The Stand that I want people to listen to because a lot of the information in The Stand, Stephen did the research on viruses. And there's some jokes that are made in The Stand that I want people to really pay attention to when it comes to some of the things that they were telling us that actually work. So The Stand is one of those types of movies, but it's also a movie about the immune system and how the human immune system works. And you'll see how a populace of the people don't get the virus. They survive. They survive. There's no injection off because, hey, what the hell can we inject? We don't know what the fuck is going on. We just know people are dying. But they survive. And they rebuild and they move on. Everybody's body is not the same. Everybody's immune system is not the same. We can preach this forever. We can preach this forever, but the understanding has to be there that we have a different makeup. We don't want to hurt our citizens of the world trying to force agenda. You don't want to do that. Allow people to make the choice. That's what makes America American. In a minute, if America doesn't get back to that, America's going to be like every other country. It'll be just like Russia. It's just like Great Britain. Great Britain, hey, you got to do what they tell you to do. Yet, we don't want to be under the monarchy rule. Yet, we're putting ourselves right back in those same situations. This is our moment to practice choice. This is our moment to really practice proper health care, where we begin to really look at the nutritional needs of our communities, the access of healthy foods to everybody and not at astronomical prices. I shouldn't have to live in the suburbs to get healthy food. How certain foods are packed in certain communities, where those communities have higher increased levels of high cholesterol, increased levels of high blood pressure, increased levels of diabetes. If we truly care about each other, we need to start doing that. but we're not doing it. Like I said, you had a pandemic where you told people they couldn't go to church, and you had every liquor store open as an essential health need. Think about that. As an essential social need, as an essential spiritual need. And now alcoholism is on the rise greater than ever before. Let YouTube answer that. What's the answer for that? Censor? Oh, we need to censor because, he's telling the truth. They're not going to give you that type of information because their sponsors won't allow them to. Shouldn't be all about sponsorship. You started a platform with an idea that people could speak to each other. And it's sad how money corrupts all good ideas. And you just become just like everybody else. You created the platform not to be everybody else. But at the end of the day, just like MySpace, you become just like them. Stand for what you stood for in the beginning. Yeah, you might lose some stuff, but you never know what you might gain. It's always a way around everything. So, Mr. Mahdi Backroad Ministry, once again, we're not anti-injection, but we are pro-choice. Peace.